I'm Paula, and today I'm going to be doing a book interview to Sergio. I'm going to ask him a series of questions about reading. Hi Sergio.
Hi Paula.
So let's start with the questions. What is the name of the last book you've read?
The last book I have read is called The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Okay, and who wrote that book?
This book was written by Oscar Wilde, which is a very well-known British writer.
I love Oscar Wilde. And what is the genre of the book?
It is a philosophical and reflective book, as it represents the obsession about the power of youth and beauty, and it is a thriller as it engages you to the point that you want to keep reading it until the end. So its genre is suspense and gothic fiction.
And when and where does the story take place?
And the characters in the story are living in the late 19th century, and it is said the story is set at the end of the Victorian era. So I have to say that this book was written more than 100 years ago.
Wow. And what happens in the book?
Having listened to your question, this is the story of Dorian Gray, which is the main character in the story, and he wishes to remain always handsome. And then a painter called Basil Hallward paints a portrait of him in such a way that the painting will grow old, while the main character will remain the same. So since then, a series of frightening events take place.
That's interesting. And why did you decide to read this book?
I went to Paris last February and I visited his grave.
Wow.
So since then I started reading some books and I became interested in that one. So I thought it could be interesting to read this one. So I took it out from the library and I started reading it.
Great. And I was wondering whether it was more of a slow burn or you raced to the end.
In my case, it was more of a slow burn because at that time when I read it, I was busy and I had a lot of work to do. So although I have said before that you can read it from cover to cover because it's a thriller and it engages you, but in my case I couldn't read it at once. So I used to do some bedtime reading.
Okay. Could you tell me if you would like to read another book of the same author?
Yes, sure. I could like to read more of Oscar Wilde's book because he has published many interesting novels that seems to be really interesting, so I would like to read more about him. In fact, I have read another book by him, another novel, which is called The Canterville Ghost, and I really liked it.
So you really enjoyed the book, didn't you?
Yes, I really enjoyed the book. I don't know how Oscar Wilde, this author, came up with such a well-written piece. And not only I read this book, but I did enjoy the film, which is based on the book, although I have to say that the ending it's a bit scary, but I liked both the book and the movie.
So finally you would recommend it, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course. I could recommend this book because it's an intriguing and unique and gripping novel. And if only all young students and young people read this book in order to discover the message from this book. And what is great about the book is that the author gets you to know a critic of how society perceives youth and beauty. So yeah, I highly recommend this book to anyone, to everybody who likes thought-provoking and philosophical books.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the end of the interview, and thank you to the audience who are watching us today, and we'll see you in the next book interview.
Bye.
Bye.